Hey, good evening, friends. We are live. We've already gone live earlier in the day with our 86th episode of the 100 Days Straight, but wanted to come on again and casually talk about one of my more recent favorite topics, and that's the cryptocurrency market, Dogecoin, especially just the craziness that's going on there. Want to hear from you guys if you're invested in Dogecoin or any of the cryptocurrencies out there, how today went for you. If you're in it, but it was a crazy day, and I'm going to pull up some screens here in a minute, but I think it hit 33 cents. So when it'll be in pennies that I'm talking about if you're new to this, but Dogecoin had an amazing run, and it's possibly not over. It's been at its highest already, but John is saying that I recently got Coinbase, so that's great, John. Yesterday was Coinbase's initial public offering. It was a direct listing, which is unusual. Typically, normally a company will take some investment bankers to help them market the public offering, allow certain people to basically get in early, get it a little bit cheaper, and then, of course, once it hits the IPO, they can make money off of that. But nonetheless, $250 a share, I believe, was the watermark or the baseline that the Nasdaq had set for it. But it reached it was in the 300s. I know John probably knows where it closed out. Hopefully, you got in early enough that you were able to already register some gains. So that's amazing. Do want to go ahead and pull up screen here. We're not going to mess with picture in picture. It's just too much work to go back and forth, but I'm here. This is really live. If you're watching this on the replay, that's awesome. We thank you for that. But this screen here shows a ranking of cryptocurrencies, and I think it's basically ranking by market cap. And of course, Bitcoin is the granddaddy of them all. And we've also got percentage. I think these are percentage increases. Let me see. I'll be able to tell you really quick. Yeah, this is 24-hour update. So Bitcoin, although it can take big swings as far as dollar increase because it is such a high-priced, high-ticket item, if you will, percentage-wise, it takes a lot bigger moves. So the 48% is kind of anemic compared to some of the other cryptocurrencies. So we've got Bitcoin at number one, Ethereum is number two. I think Ethereum is definitely a buy, something you should have in your portfolio. It has done good today as far as the increase per share. It was up, I think, as much as $70 a coin at one point. It's at about $30 and something, I believe, when I looked at it last. And I'll show you my Webull desktop app, which I just got installed today, which I think is really cool. And it has a lot of good information, honestly, if you don't even own any stock through them. The app alone is very beneficial, and I'll bring that up in a minute. But so Ethereum is number two. I know nothing about Bitcoin Cash, and I'm going to get back to the comments here in just a second. It's hard for me to go back and forth between these web screens and to see the comments at the same time. I really wish. I use StreamYard and I love it. The coolest thing, so StreamYard, if you're watching, the coolest thing in the world, honestly, would be a tearaway comment widget to where I could tear that away from this from the StreamYard interface and have it floating here where I could move it around and still see it and respond to it. I literally just realized that for the first time. But back to what's more important today, XRP. This is another one that I think is something to look at. Market cap wise, it's number 4, but it is still attainable as far as, at $1.72 a share. It's something that the common person, if you will, could get. Tether, I don't really know much about, but market cap wise, it's number 5. Got a lot more to learn about these. Cardano, down a little bit, it looks like today. Again, very approachable, if you will, or something that the common person could get. This has a lot of promise from what I understand. Polkadot also has a lot of promise from what I understand. It's already, kind of high at $42. And then the star of the day is Dogecoin at number 8. Depending on who you ask, if you will, or what source you look at, yesterday it was at 11, but now it's at 8, which is pretty cool. Litecoin, I don't know about Uniswap, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink. I hear pretty good things about that. Filecoin, kind of interesting as well. Have to look into that some. Tron, we heard about that a little bit last night, and then the list goes on. And I'm not going to really look at all these others, but it's amazing, right? Look at the list here. I don't even know how far this goes. Maybe it's 100, but it goes on and on and on. But the star of the day is Dogecoin. So I now sorted this by the 7-day percent gain, and look at this. This is crazy. Dogecoin has, just in 7 days, or a week's time, if you will, increased 307%. That's a massive return. 7 days ago, it was probably in the 9s, maybe the 7s. I'm not 100% certain, but it far outpaces all of the other ones. Now let's drill down and actually look at some of the data for the day. I like this chart because it also shows a comparison of, if I'm reading this right, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Don't know what this range is, or when they calculate that, right? But it is nice. The range here is from 1254 to 2917. Again, it's been up as high as 33 cents. It reached an all-time new high. So pretty amazing. What do you think about Bitcoin SV? John, I don't really know a lot about it, honestly. It's crazy. Like I just mentioned, how many options there are out there. So I don't know a lot about Bitcoin SV. I'll have to look into it. But if you have some thoughts or ideas or something to share, by all means, please let us know what you think about it. When to buy back into Dogecoin? Oh, okay. That's a good question. So John, or James, I'm sorry. I'm curious if you sold, if you had some, what was your situation? But I was listening to an analyst today that knows a lot more and uses technical analysis a lot more than I do. And by the way, I think, a healthy use of technical analysis along with fundamental analysis. I think you kind of have those two general categories of analyzing stock or cryptocurrency in this particular case. I think they both are helpful, but I was watching an analyst talk about Dogecoin, and then he had some other examples showing these patterns of run up, a run up and then it going down, kind of settling in for a while and then going on another run. So it's at 20.25 right now, according to Robinhood. I would definitely get back in at 17. It may go back down, possibly even 15, 12. I'll be quite honest. I took some profit today. My strategy, I'll share with you my strategy. It may be just something for you to think about. I am long on Dogecoin. I do believe that it's going to go to $1 very, very possibly this year. I think almost definitely this year. I'm not a financial analyst, by the way. I'm not a professional investment advisor. I'm not licensed in that. So you should, consider what I'm sharing tonight as education and entertainment. Just have to share that disclaimer. But I think that it'll reach $1. But I did take profit today. I had about 33,000 Dogecoin, and I sold them all with the intent of basically, taking all that profit, leaving it there, and getting back into Doge in a dip with the goal of getting to 50,000 Dogecoin. That's my next, milestone, immediate goal. With the profit that I was able to take, I wouldn't be able to get 50,000 unless it goes down to probably something like 12. So I'm going to watch it. I'm going to get back in. It's highly unlikely that I'll honestly sell again. I will just continue to add to my position. But it's crazy. It ran up to 33 again, and it's almost impossible to time the market. Thankfully, I didn't sell at its lowest today. I didn't sell at its highest today either. Somewhere in the middle. But I'm happy, honestly, with how that turned out. If it's already back down at 25, I would get back in at 25 without any hesitation if I didn't think it would go down some more, and I do. But I'm not, that's only my guess, if you will. Have no way of knowing for sure. James bought low at 5 and sold at 33. Wow. Dude, you timed the market really well. You really did. I bought in initially at 5 and, kept buying in to where I had about a 7-cent, average cost. I did sell one other time that allowed me to basically get in another, I think about 1,300 Dogecoin, and then it went up from there. So I made a little bit more money. And again, I'm very happy with what I did. I didn't time it as well as you did, James. That's amazing. But so yeah, James, did you sell it all? But sold to pay off my car. So now waiting to consolidate and find the healthy medium to buy back in. Yep, I'm taking the same general approach as far as wanting to get back in. So I took in a lot of different input, thought about it for quite a while. When I decided to sell, I put in a limit sell because there's been some pretty big swings today, as far as all that. So I don't own any Dogecoin right now, unfortunately. But what I did do is temporarily I put that money into Ethereum on Robinhood. So I have two shares plus a fractional share from what I'd already bought. So I'm into Ethereum right now. As far as the rest of my portfolio, I have some Neo and Tesla. I'm also going to be, when I can, getting into probably PayPal, Square, NVIDIA, Palantir, and those are some of the main ones. But let me, James, I'd love to hear what you think. What price? I mean, given a range of prices, what are you hoping to get back in at? We'd all love 9, right? And then what are you guessing it will go down to where you can get back in? So would love to hear you share on that. So I mentioned it just ever so briefly, but want to talk about Webull just a little bit. I use Robinhood for the most part right now. I have a TD Ameritrade account. As far as cryptocurrency, almost said Red Bull. How funny. Robinhood is the only place that I've actually bought cryptocurrency, and I like it for the most part. There was another outage, I believe, today, so they're going through some growing pains. I don't know. I like to try to think the best, even though I know that's a little naive at times. I'd like to believe that those issues are not intentional, but growing pains. But nonetheless, for the most part, I've liked what I've seen on Robinhood. But I went ahead and got a Webull. I guess that's the way you say it, but I got a Webull account today, and I am super, super impressed. I'll show you the desktop interface here in a minute if you're interested. I won't spend a lot of time on it, but I'll show it to you. But if you use my link, just like 100 probably or 1,000 other people, but if you use my link or someone else's link, but if you use a link from someone, you'll get 2 free stocks valued up to $18.50. Now, my first free stock was, I think, $7. You get the second one. You get one when you open up an account. You don't even have to put any money in there. You don't have to fund it. You don't have to do anything. You get your first stock. Mine, unfortunately, wasn't Google or Tesla or something like that. But nonetheless, I got my first one. I think when you deposit $100 into the account, and you may have to buy your first stock, then you get another free stock. Now, the Robinhood thing right now is a little bit better, honestly, where you, it says open and fund a brokerage account with $100 or more, and you will have a chance at claiming. Yes. So you get the first one by creating the account, the second one after you put in $100 or more. But as I was saying, Robinhood, you can get up to 3 stocks valued at up to $500 within a year. So that's a little bit better there. But the tools that you get with Webull, I think, far exceed that of Robinhood, and you may or may not need it. So I'm going to get off of this screen, but check out Webull. We're also going to, real quick here, I'm going to go and capture the link for this live stream so that I can share it out on Twitter. So we're going to go on Twitter here, share a little love by retweeting so that I can share it out. That's really interesting that that's showing. But let me get this real quick. Actually, let me just come back to this while I do this real quick. That would have been easier. I'm going to share this in the comments as well. Would love for you to share this out on Twitter, something like that. And, with something. So let's go to Twitter now. Alex Smith, I'm not really sure who he is, but I'm looking at the top tweets on Dogecoin. And Alex, this was 2 hours ago, but he's like, can we see 40 tonight? I honestly don't think it's going to happen now. I'd love to hear what you think, but it hit 33, and that was amazing. You know, maybe early this morning, 2:30 U.S. time or so, 2:30 a.m. It may hit that. You know, I'm actually hoping that around 7:30 on. I'll show you the chart here in a minute. But at 7:30 yesterday morning, 7:30 a.m. it was at the lowest for a 24-hour period. So we're going to we're going to show this some love. We're going to quote the tweet and say, we're live here and talking about Dogecoin. Come join us. So if you guys want to share this out, even if you're watching the replay, I would love for you to tweet out, share it on Facebook, wherever, the link to the video. So let's go back up. I'm going to refresh this, and we'll start back up at the top again briefly, and let's look at what's going out on Twitter land. Two hours ago, Dogecoin is going bonkers. Wow, look at this. This one had almost 2,000 retweets. We'll add one to it. I'm assuming a quote unquote tweet is very similar. If Doge can go from 13 to 35 in 24 hours, you really think $1 is out of the question? No, I don't think it's out of the question. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I don't think it's out of the question. I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. Do I think it's going to happen this year? Yes. I didn't realize that was... yeah. Moving on. I wish I had kept 1,700 Bitcoin at 6. Sure. Yeah, that would have been amazing. Instead of selling them at 30. Now that they're $8. eToro is another one that I have the app for yet. I haven't started using it yet. eToro, I believe, has some fee structure, just like Coinbase has a fee structure. So I'm not yet really looking at those. I think at some point there'll be something that I'll look at, but not yet. Get rich or Doge trying. How funny, 50 cents. Yeah. I mean, it could reach 50 cents in, possibly the next week. Again, if we get the right kind of catalyst going on out there, if we talked about this last night, but if Coinbase decides to list Dogecoin on their exchange, I think that would have a massive impact on the price of Dogecoin. Other things like Tesla saying, hey, we're going to accept Dogecoin. I'll pull up my ugly mug there for a minute so that you know there's a real person here, and it's not some robot or something like that. I will buy Tesla for one follower when Dogecoin hits $1, just like retweet and this be following me. How funny. Well, we're going to follow you just because, hey, maybe you really mean it, and we're going to show some love. And then, yes, we are going to retweet. Come join us. Excuse me. All right. This little illustration has been reused a lot. And Matt Wallace is someone you guys need to check out. He's got a YouTube channel that's just going bonkers and doing a fantastic job there. He just hit 100,000 subscribers, so if only we were there. But giving props to Matt Wallace. He's probably too busy to come check out what I'm doing, but we'll let him know anyway. If you believe in Dogecoin, yes, we definitely believe in Dogecoin. To the moon. I saw this illustration the other day, and I thought this was really good as well. The ultimate goal of Doge. Now, this is probably never going to happen, depending on what you use as the measuring stick. If you use market cap, that's one of the reasons that it'll never get to 1,000 or anything like that. Is the market cap will never, or not likely ever be enough, and it's not really even intended, or it was never designed. I don't know if it was designed, quote unquote, to ever actually be used, but in design, or because of the way it's designed, it would really never be like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is more a store of value, like a digital gold, and that's what I think is funny about a lot of these new apps and things coming out where you can use Bitcoin basically to buy your coffee. Now, by all means, do that if you want to, if you own Bitcoin or maybe Ethereum or whatever, but I don't think that's really their main purpose. You don't see people typically going around buying their coffee or a book or a laptop or clothes or paying their utility bill, their mortgage payment, that type of thing, unless you're paying off your mortgage completely, but doing those kinds of things with Bitcoin. But that's actually one of the things that might ultimately solidify Dogecoin as something that we see in one way or another every day. It does lend itself to being used as a form of payment for goods and services. A lot of reasons for that, but that alone, as it begins to be hopefully accepted by more and more businesses, that type of thing, it's just going to be a part of everyday life, and that will drive the price up. I mean, again, it's never going to get to 1,000, but I'm going to say until I come to a different conclusion that it could get to 100. I don't know when. Next 10 years, next 5 years. Let me know what you think. I'd like to know if you think it could ever reach 100, and just share with us your prediction of when you think it would get there. All right, let's see. Wow, we got quite a few comments here. Hopefully by 4 a.m. it goes up. Okay, you're talking about, are you talking about Dogecoin going back up or Coinbase? Because I know you said that you got in on, I think that was you, John, that said you got in on Coinbase. Yeah, I recently got Coinbase, so at least 35, yeah. So are you, John, I'm assuming you're in then on Dogecoin. Be awesome to know what your average cost is, just so everybody can know how what your upside might be. Of course, you don't have to share how many shares you have, but anyway, I'm completely out of Dogecoin right now, unfortunately. I do plan on getting back in. And by the way, I do see that we have some people on Twitch, so I want to welcome you. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're talking about Dogecoin. We're talking about the broader market, or we'll get to that in a minute. I am going to show my Webull desktop platform that I just got installed today, and it's actually quite amazing. Matter of fact, that's what I'll pull up now, and it's really cool. I'm going to make my picture-in-picture smaller here. Okay, I'm going to close this for right now. Let's see how I can, or I want to get the, I'm still learning how all this works, honestly. Okay, there we go. So this is the view that I wanted. So I've got my watch list over here to the left, and I still got to figure out why all these colors are changing. I think it's because these are, yeah, this is changing, and this really kind of bugs me, honestly. And I'm wondering if I can drag these up. If I do it this way, will it go up? Anyway, I need all my cryptocurrencies together. Those are flashing because it's literally getting real-time updates. So this is not my full watch list. I own some Ethereum. It's the only one. Well, and I own some Neo. But I like this because it shows me quite a few helpful things. Just looking at, so that's about as far as I can go. It's interesting on the cryptos, it doesn't show the volume, I guess, because that 24-hour period's basically changing every second. But if we look at the percent change, then we can see that, well, I guess this is like literally in real time. So Dogecoin's actually down about 10% from its high. Let's talk about NVIDIA for a minute. NVIDIA, you may or may not know, but they announced that they're going to be coming out with a CPU. So they're going to be directly competing with Intel, and I think a lot of the analysts believe that they will have a far superior product. Intel right now is probably in about 90% of the data centers, from what I understand. The other, some percentage of that would be AMD, and then I don't know what else, but NVIDIA is in the process, I believe, of, I think it's still pending, but buying ARM, which, that's a kind of a competing architecture to Intel and has a ton of potential. But NVIDIA is seen as I think a disruptor in the context of taking on Intel for the CPU market. I think we all know from GPU, the graphical processor, that they are the leader, and they're doing some amazing things with artificial intelligence built into their silicon. I'll just use that term. They're making inroads into electronic vehicles, autonomous vehicles. So they've got, it's kind of high, right, at 645. So this is a perfect stock to get on Robinhood, where you can buy fractional shares. That is one of the things that I don't like about Webull. You can't buy fractional shares yet on Webull. And Webull also has a much smaller array of cryptocurrencies. I won't pull it up and show you, but Bitcoin's on there for sure. Ethereum's on there for sure. Dogecoin is not, but the word is that they're going to be adding it. PayPal, since we're talking about cryptocurrencies, has done a number of things. Now you can actually buy cryptocurrency on PayPal. You can basically convert and do a number of different things. So PayPal is right in the middle of trying to be, a platform that you can continue to use for payment, even if you want to use cryptocurrency to do so. Square, similarly, is working hard to be right in the middle of all that. ARK Innovation is a ETF. This is a disruptive technology fund. I talked about this, I think, maybe 2 nights ago, so you could go watch the previous episode there. Bitcoin, we obviously know. Palantir is down, not too much today, 2%. They were, let's see, I wish that it was showing their, let's put this, so this is another cool thing, right? With the watch list, I can say, view a widget, and I want to look at the quote, okay? And then I can expand this, and what I want to look at is the 52-week low, right? So we're looking at Palantir. $8.90 is the 52-week low. The 52-week high, way over here. I don't like the way that is, but anyway, 52-week high is 45, so it's almost super close to a 50% off, if you will. So you can get a 50% off discount. Palantir is well positioned to continue to get very large government contracts. They're the only ones that can do some of the things that they do. They're working on security clearance that will, in some cases, make them single source for some of the most, I guess, secretive type of government contracts out there. So they've got a lot of potential. I would highly recommend that you look into Palantir. Ethereum, we already know about. Neo, I talked about that a little bit the other night. Suffice it to say, I will pull up the quote. Oop, that was weird. I didn't even know what I did there. Sorry, let me go back here and go to Neo, and let's pull up the quote for them as well. And you'll see that their 52-week high is $66. So again, another very good company, direct competition with Tesla, China-based, China-backed, so that may dissuade some people, and I completely understand that. But if you're looking at it purely from a performance standpoint, from a company that has a tremendous upside standpoint, then I think this is a good one to look at. Again, $66, basically $67, 52-week high. They closed down 3% today at $35. This is one that I do have some stock in my portfolio. So let's see here. Okay, so John, I think are you saying that you, and I'm sorry that I missed, but I'm guessing you're saying that your average cost is 0.107. That's good. Especially sitting where we're sitting right now at 23. So it has kind of taken a small little plunge, if you will. So I think this is honestly proof that it was as high as 33, right? So that means that it dropped 10 cents. So I'm starting to feel a little bit better that I sold at 19. Obviously, I would rather have been James up here, right? James, I'm going to pull up his comment again because James said that he bought low at 5. I wish it just would have been so much, you never know, right? And I'm not even saying I have it, but imagine putting in $100,000 at 5 cents and where it would be if you sold at 33. So I have this cool little thing and I'll pull it up and we'll actually do that scenario. Okay, so let's say that you bought at 0.05, right? And let's say that you invested $100,000. And then let's say that you sold it at 33. Wow, that's just mind-boggling. You'd be $560,000 richer. That's the profit, right? So the sale price, if you would, be 660 or 600,000, 66, whatever that is, right? 660,000. Excuse me, 660,000. Let's now look at that and say, hey, I held it instead of selling it at 33. I kept that 100,000. So my amount invested is still 100,000. Let's assume that we're now at the end of 2022 and its new value is $10. Look at that. That's insane, right? $19 million. Let's put in what I'm hoping for, which is not super grand necessarily, but I'm hoping for, okay, there you go. 100,000 coins is what I would hope for. So I'm going to put in 5,000 here as well. Again, at $10, you're almost a millionaire there as well. Of course, you had to have gotten in at the current price of, or not the current price, at a low price of 0.05. Now let's change this up just a little bit. Change that to 15 cents. Let's assume that Dogecoin's going to get back down to, for however brief a time, 15 cents. And of course, it's drastically different, but we're still looking at, roughly one third of $1 million at 15. Now, if we doubled this, we're much, much closer to $1 million. Go 15,000. We're super close. And so, of course, if that's 15 instead, or even 11, we probably go over, right? So $15,000 in, 15 cents a share, or really a coin, I'll say 100,000 coins. If it gets up to $11, then you're a millionaire. Lots of different, of course, scenarios. That's what I love about having this spreadsheet. I can sit here. I love to dream. I love to think about the possibilities. Let's look at some of the other news on Dogecoin. Let's go back to Twitter just for a minute here. So I'm going to retweet this because I love this illustration, actually, even though I don't think it's going to happen necessarily. If you're on here, again, whether it's live or replay, if you would smash the like button, that'd be amazing. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on notifications, all those kinds of things. It helps, and we do appreciate it. We went for almost 4 hours the other night, and I was using a music service called Upbeat, and I honestly didn't investigate as much as I should have. Although it's free and although it's royalty free, you have to download the music and then get the credits and then put that into your description on your video. So that doesn't lend itself very well to a live stream where you just have a playlist going. I don't want to have to download, honestly, the music. So we're doing it again tonight. I'm going to try it one more time. I did go ahead and upgrade to quote unquote the premium service where I could whitelist, which just means I could register the YouTube channel that I'm using, and I should not get any copyright claims. So we'll see. We already knew this, right? Because we looked at it, but Dogecoin is now the 8th largest cryptocurrency. I like this one, so we're going to retweet this as well. Twitter's just one of the best with regards to this kind of getting the word out, if you will. I read about Slim Jim today. I may pull up that article, but Slim Jim, by just interjecting Dogecoin into their social media post and that type of thing, their following on Twitter has gone up 160 something %, I believe it is, which is pretty amazing. Let's see here. I'm going to look that up. Also want to save this because I like this. Let's just search for Dogecoin, Google, and then we're going to go to news instead. Don't think I've actually already pulled this up, so we will. Dogecoin hits 20 cents. Why that has the internet excited. So this is a newer article that I have not looked at. Another one talking about Robinhood and its growing pains. Robinhood experiencing issues with crypto trading, sparking users' outrage amid massive Dogecoin rally. The thing I would say, honestly, and maybe I don't have enough invested or whatever, and might have a different perspective, I don't know otherwise, but there are other platforms, right? So this is the culture we seem to live in nowadays. Everyone, complaining, so forth and so on. I think a healthy accountability obviously is important, but outrage maybe not necessary. Robinhood said it was experiencing issues with crypto trading. I saw the problems also yesterday as well. It flatlined for a period of time. I think it was almost an hour. So it's all good now. You can go to the status page, for example, and look it up, and everything is operational. So, don't get me wrong, downtime's important. We obviously want to know that we can trust a platform that has our money in it, if you will, and people more than ever are doing transactions more based on a more immediate result that they're looking for, that type of thing. So when you're wanting to do that and the platform's down, then that's kind of a big deal. The technical difficulties came as the cryptocurrency Dogecoin price has soared. One of the other things that's pretty interesting is that Dogecoin, apparently about 50% of the total Dogecoin out there is in the hands of roughly 20 people. And, Elon Musk has apparently even offered to take some of that off of their hands, and maybe, I guess, he would put it into the system a different way, because it would be no better if it was just in his hands instead of the others. But I don't know what his plan would be, but generally speaking, he's saying we need to get it out of, it needs to not be so concentrated with so few people. And so Robinhood, basically responding to probably allegations, said, no, we didn't place restrictions on Doge. This is false information. Of course, people are going to spit all the hate out there. We know that Robinhood blocked purchases of GameStop and AMC, so I'm not gonna rehash that. But let's look at the CNET article just for a minute. Of course, we know that it hit 20 and then it went way beyond. That's where I figured it was going to stop as well, honestly. And it just kept going, as we all know. It's at 23 now. I'm actually going to enlarge this just for a minute. I'm curious if I can save this. Yeah, I want to save this image. Dogecoin thumbnail. So, bear with me for just a second while I do that. All right. Dogecoin initially designed. Yeah, we know all that. Okay. Okay, this is just a history lesson, so we're not going to go over that. But this is the tweet from yesterday that you may or may not have seen from Elon Musk. So he continues to show his interest in it, and but I think one of the more encouraging things is to see that it can take Dogecoin, that is, can take on a life of its own and have some really good runs without the propping up, if you will, from noted celebrities and billionaires. When I become a millionaire, all you broke folks, don't talk to me. Wow. Okay. I'm just saying it's the future American dollar. Maybe, I don't know. Let me stop thinking so hard. My head hurts. Qcoin CEO John has said Doge could be used to transact in hotels, restaurants, and yes, I believe that. We've basically said that tonight, so I can get on board with that. It's very possible. Hey, we got some new people on here. John K. Doge to the moon. Yes, sir. To the moon and back and then to Mars, right? Let's, why do we have to stop at the moon? Let's also go on to Mars. But, yeah, welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. 730 Radio. How are you? I'm doing great. Thanks for joining. Let us know what you're up to. Do you have Dogecoin? Do you want Dogecoin? Well, are you into cryptocurrency? That kind of stuff. Wesley is saying, do you think Dogecoin has hit a peak price and will move into a correction, or will we see continued run? I think we already I think looking at the current price right now, I'm looking over to my right because I have another screen over here. But looking to my right, it's at 23 cents right now. I don't think it's going to make it to 40 today, but who am I, right? But I think this is a really good indication that there are going to be some corrections. It was as high as 33. It's down 10 cents. I earlier talked about the fact that I did take some profit. I don't think that's good or bad. I think it's a personal decision, but I don't want people to think that, I can't be transparent. My goal is to get up to 50,000 coins in Dogecoin. So I wanted to take some profit so that when it did go down, I'm hoping to get back in at around 15. That would be my hope. So it doesn't have to go down too much further to be at 15. And if it does, I already have a limit buy at 14, I think. So I may cancel that and change it to 15. I'm okay losing a penny or two, if you will, to ensure that I'm back in before it goes on another run. I do think that it will go on another run up. I think we're going to see more and more of those, probably more frequently, as I was saying earlier as well, Wesley, maybe before you joined the stream, that I was watching an analyst show these patterns, right, on Dogecoin specifically and other cryptocurrencies and even stocks for the same matter act the same way, where there is a run up and then a travel back down, if you will, consolidation, quote unquote, right? Establish a new floor. I'm not using all the same words that the technical analyst would use. Give me another month or two and I'll sound just like them. But, establish a new floor, let's say, and then, have another run up. And of course, in aggregate, the result of that is that the coin is over time going up. But, we had one of our friends here, if you will, on tonight that said that they bought in at 5 and sold at 33. You can't time the market, honestly, any better than that. So I sold today as well. I sold everything I had, 33,000 roughly coins at 19. I'll get back in. Would love to get back in at 15, and I'll ride it all the way to $1, all the way to 10, all the way to 20. I don't know, beyond 25 what to expect. I would love to believe that it could get up to 100 in the next 3 to 5 years. My plan is to really not sell again, honestly. I'm close enough, if I can get back in at 15, to get to my kind of my goal of having 50,000 Dogecoin. And then what I plan to do from there is to, continue to set aside some funds that when at dip times, if you will, get in more. I'm going to ride it to a certain, or I'm going to be buying in a certain amount, as it continues to grow, just like you would on a stock that is just the beginning stages of something pretty incredible. So that's my thought on that. Manny says, "Hey Shane, we made it to 35." Yeah, I know for sure we made it to 33. I'm not. Probably depends on where you look at 35, but yes, we did. Now we're back down though to 23. So, but I hope you, I hope you're, going to hang in for the long haul we're just talking about. Even though you are maybe going to taking some profits, perfectly fine. I was planning on buying more. Now there's a dip, but that will raise my average cost. Would that affect the value? No, let me, by way of example, maybe tell you what I've done and then maybe answer your question more directly from my perspective. And maybe you've already heard it, but I'll try to make it quick. Yeah, I bought I've been buying all the way up. I bought initially at 5 cents. I bought some more at 7. Average price was, still at 5.7 or so. At one point, I sold when I had about 20,000 or so, to get enough profit, if you will, so that I could buy more, basically, right? And then that took and raised my average price up to 9. And then I sold again at 19. I'm not back in yet because I'm waiting on it to go, because it then just skyrocketed. Wish I'd timed it better, of course. But I was able to take enough profit to, again, without any more money coming from my bank account, to, if it gets to 15, get back in and be almost to that 50,000 coin goal that I want to. And at that goal, a $10 price, which I think is realistic, then that's $1 million roughly. So that's my approach. So I don't at all think that, most definitely I would recommend that you buy in the dip, even if that brings your average cost up, because I believe that Dogecoin is going to continue to, I think that it's on a upward trajectory, just like most cryptocurrencies or stocks for that matter. You're going to have peaks and you're going to have valleys. You're going to have new highs, and then it's going to go down for a while, dip, and that's when you want to buy. And so, yeah, I would buy at 25 if I had to. If I thought that was my only opportunity to get back in, I'd buy at 23, which is where it's at right now. If I thought that was the lowest it was going to go, I'm honestly willing to wait and see. And I would recommend that you put in a limit order to buy. If you know what that is, you basically set the price that you want to buy it at. If you're using Robinhood, you can say, I want to spend all the money that I have in my account, or a certain dollar amount that I want to basically put into it, and then you put in the price that you want to buy it at, and it's good for 90 days or until it executes. So, man, he's like, no way you sold at 19. Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not as good as our friend that sold at 33. So, we do have to sleep. We do have to spend time with our family, work, all the things. So I did the best. I wanted to also, again, ensure a little bit of profit. Obviously, I would have done better even to sell like right now at 23, but that's the market, and I'm happy. Even selling at 19, that's going to facilitate the goal that I have. So, would I like to sell at 33? Sure, but that's where we're at. Support value is 22. Hopefully, it does go to 15 for you to buy back in, but most predictions are saying it won't get lower than 22. We will see. I mean, if it's like some of the patterns and maybe it's not ready to settle into that pattern, and maybe it's going to have a little bit longer run at these higher levels than typical, but typically whatever that new kind of low level is or support level is, it stays in and around there for a while. So I think it'll be pretty obvious that it's going to hover and stay at 22, and if that becomes the new lower support level, then I'll get back in at 22. So I'm fine with that. January 2018, it was 17. Really? Do you mean 0.017? Do you think it will stay above that? 3 months later, it went back to less than a penny. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think there was that one. I've not gone that far back, honestly. I've, again, relatively new to cryptocurrencies, at least. Thankfully, I decided to do more research and get in on this Dogecoin. And again, I have some Ethereum. Plan on having some fractional Bitcoin at least. And and some others. But I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to make that kind of. I don't think it's going to go through that kind of correction. It could. It very well could. I don't think that it had the same. I don't think the same kind of environment existed back in 2018 where it dropped so much. Again, unless Elon Musk, for example, literally comes out and says, "I think Dogecoin is stupid. I recant everything I said about it. I'm moving on to XRP," or whatever it would be, whatever he would say. If he was consistently saying negative things about it, and if the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban said, "We're done with this Dogecoin thing. You can't buy tickets with it anymore. You can't buy our merchandise anymore. We really don't believe it anymore." Some of those kind of things happen, and yes, it could tank. Here's another way that it could, I guess, go down considerably. Hopefully not down to less than a penny, but if the whales, as they say, if the whales start selling off and start taking some profits, it could go down a pretty good amount. I mean, we've gone up over 20 cents, right? If I'm thinking this right, over 20 cents in, maybe it's almost 30 cents in 3 or 4 days, something like that. So anything could happen. It's hard to know. But I will say, obviously, don't put all your eggs in one basket, as they say. Make sure that you're not putting your mortgage payment in here. Now, if you make enough that you can pay your mortgage payment and that's the decision you make, then great. But don't take the money that you would normally use to pay your mortgage payment, put it in Dogecoin or something like that, hoping that it will double and triple so that you can pay your mortgage for the next 3 months, or 10x, and then you can pay off your home. Those are all great things, but don't do it with your with the money that you immediately need to, quote unquote, live and do the normal things. Let's look around internet land again and see what else we see that's interesting. I honestly normally don't use this feature. I saw someone else doing a YouTube channel, and I'm like, how do they get it to where you can see these basically like articles with their thumbnail? And I realized, hey, I just got to click on news up there. This was interesting. I'm not going to click in on it because you guys can do your own kind of scenarios and like the spreadsheet that I put together, but this was a cool little article about what if you invested $1,000, in Dogecoin back in 2021. Man, do I wish I had been more attentive to this. Again, even back in 2018, and bought some at under a penny. That would just be outrageous. Let's look at this for a minute. This was the article I was talking about earlier. Slim Jim has Dogecoin strategy. News of it sends Doge to a new high. All-time high, ATH. So the social media savvy snack food, I'm not going to read this top part here, saw its Twitter follower count increase 160% and tweet impressions soar to the moon. This is incredible. 35 million impressions in 25 days after it began engaging in Shiba Inu meme coin content last quarter, according to the CEO. We've seen a marked uptick in audience interaction, including direct engagement and advocacy from the person who created Dogecoin. One of the interesting things to me about the creators of Dogecoin is neither one of them, from what I understand, are involved directly in the project anymore. They seem to be supportive of what it has become and all of that, but they're not directly involved. I would be very interested to know if they actually own any Dogecoin. I think it would make sense for them to. I don't know if you can hear that, but we're getting a lot of rain here. On the earnings call, Connolly credited the Dogecoin community with playing a large part in delivering Slim Jim to the ultimate win in Adweek's March Madness themed brand face-off earlier this month. So I guess bottom line is they found a gold mine in a sense in integrating Dogecoin into their social media. So 160% increase in followers, 35 million impressions, we already said, voted best brand. So pretty cool. This is a day old, so I'm not going to read this about why is Dogecoin surging. Part of that basically was they're crediting Elon Musk to a certain extent, the Coinbase IPO to a certain extent, although, again, Coinbase has not listed Dogecoin yet on their platform. Webull doesn't have Dogecoin on their platform yet. I don't think eToro has Dogecoin on their platform yet. They may, but I still think that right now, at least, Robinhood, from everything I know, there's things that I don't know, obviously, but I think Robinhood still remains probably the best place to get Dogecoin and accumulate it. And the good thing is, which I talked about this, I believe last night, with Robinhood working on a wallet, you will eventually be able to transfer your Dogecoin off of the platform if you chose to. Now, pulling it off or putting it into your wallet and then transferring it somewhere else, I'm not sure if there will be transaction costs related to that, either from Robinhood or those taking it. If you're going to, if you kept it just in your wallet, obviously, then you could just have it in your wallet. You would have your wallet number, I guess it is, and you could, send people Dogecoin that have wallets as well, and you could receive it. So that would be one approach. But if you wanted to, let's say Coinbase listed Dogecoin on their platform, and you wanted to start using Coinbase, then you could do that. Now, again, I'm not super excited about using Coinbase as a platform at this point, at least, because there's transaction cost. I can buy Dogecoin free on Robinhood, and hopefully in the near future, Webull. And then I may, I don't know. It's really a tough decision, right? Because going with Webull, the biggest drawback there, as far as I'm concerned, everything else I like. The biggest downfall of Webull, actually, there's two. Right now, they don't have Dogecoin. And then number 3 is they don't allow you to buy fractional shares. This is an interesting article. I'm not going to pull it up, but the title is kind of provocative. It says, what the irrational price of Dogecoin says about crypto investors. Would love for you to actually weigh in on that. I think everyone on this live stream is probably invested in Dogecoin, has a certain amount of, a positive outlook on it. So I'm sure that we probably don't consider ourselves irrational investors. You know, you can't argue with, in a sense, a lot of the things that have caused it to go to where it is. Not everything has to be necessarily quote unquote mathematically explained. Some value is, I guess, intrinsic, if you will, and not always based on things that are seen as concrete. So let's take a look here real quick. Then again at our Dogecoin and pull up the quote again. So we're at, I wish I could actually enlarge this, the font and stuff, but we're at 25. It's been kind of hanging around this 25 mark for a good while now. If we actually pull up the chart, does that pull it up? No, I have to do it here so I can say chart, pull that up and make it bigger. So this is what I'm really liking about Webull. This is Webull desktop application for Windows. I believe they have a Mac version as well. You can change your interval where you're looking at 1 minute intervals. This is all your candlesticks and all that kind of thing. This blue line is your moving, I believe your moving average. At every one of these candlesticks, you can see what the moving average is. You can see the quote unquote open, the high, the low, where it, I guess, closed out in that particular period, and the percent increase. So that's pretty cool. And then over here, of course, you see, or down here, you can see what your low is for that period. And then we would have to go over here. Don't know why I can't actually see it. And there's the high over here. I know there's a way to, and here's the low right here, low and high. I know there's a way to kind of zoom out or zoom in, that type of stuff, but I haven't figured that part out yet. I've been debating selling as much as I put in before and leaving what I made in Dogecoin. I'm not sure yet. Yeah. What would you do with the, I guess, the profit that you're taking? If you don't mind me asking. Obviously, you don't have to say. That's perfectly fine. Just trying to have conversation. But yeah, nothing wrong, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, taking profit. We all have different goals, objectives, ways of looking at things, so there's no right or wrong answer, really. Panjiran, can Dogecoin purchase in other country? I'm pretty sure that you can. It really just depends. I believe you're from Pakistan. I'll look into that. Honestly, I don't know for sure. I know every country has their own rules, and then some platforms are maybe only US based, some are others. Here's what I would suggest. Well, let's do this. I'm going to look literally in real time. I'll keep talking while I'm looking, and John, I'll bring up your other comment here in just a minute. But Binance, Binance, is a more, I think, international type of exchange. And let's see if they even have Dogecoin, as if I can find out if they. Well, I don't even know what I'm looking at, but I do know that the Binance interface is also pretty cool. Let's look here and say Doge. Oh, there it is right there. Doge, BTC. So they've got all the different currencies. What is the 3-letter currency for, for Pakistan? Well, let me show y'all what I'm looking at here. This is Binance. I wonder if I can switch the currency. Yeah, let me know what is the currency. Brenda in Florida Brewery now accepting Doge. Hey, that's cool, John. Thanks for sharing that. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that will. Those are the kinds of catalysts that we've been talking about that will most definitely make a difference. Do you think the Doge going to be higher? I do think it's going to be higher over time, Jack. 219. And also, by the way, if you come on over to strammel.info/YouTube, I'm going to put this in the description or the comments, and come get connected with us here. That would be amazing. strammel.info/YouTube. And if you would be so kind to subscribe and turn on notifications. I am biased, but I believe we'll continue to be offering up things that that'll be interesting to you. But do you think that the Dogecoin will go higher? Most definitely do. Again, I'm not a financial advisor or a certified financial planner, all those things, but every indication is that it's going to go higher. Maybe not today, right? It's been hovering at 25 cents for probably several hours now. It's probably seen the highest for another several hours. I'm in the U.S., of course, so it's 12:44 in the morning. At around 2:30 or so, 2:33, 2:30 or 3 o'clock, many times in the morning U.S. time, it does experience some advancement if it's going to. The lowest that it was for a 24-hour period yesterday was at about 7:30 a.m. in the morning U.S. time, Central Time, I believe. It was at 12 cents, I believe, and it ran all the way up to 33. I'm curious if you're interested in getting into Dogecoin. Give me a little bit more context, but most definitely I believe it's going to go higher over time. I think that we will see 40 cents maybe in the next couple of weeks. It may take 3. I'm not sure. Again, it ran up 20 plus cents today, but then it pretty quickly went and lost 10 of those. So it could go lower before it goes higher. A lot of us have been talking about tonight about maybe a 15 cent or a 19 cents consolidation, a regrouping, if you will, a new floor price, a dip, and that would be a great opportunity if it acts like it has in the past, Dogecoin that is, and other currencies, cryptocurrencies and stocks, that it's going to get to a point where it's probably going to go sideways for a while. So you have probably a little bit of time, although you'll not know how long. The main thing I'll be interested in is if it's going sideways for several days at 22, let's say, then I'll probably get back in because I'm ready to get back in. I won't wait for it to maybe dip But, I'm hoping that during that sideways activity, if you will, that it's going to dip down for maybe a little bit of time to 15 or 19 cents. And that's where I would use a limit order, a buy, to pick a point where I'm going to say I'm happy enough with that. That way I don't have to be watching it literally 24/7, because I do have other things to do, have a life to live. So that's what I would do. I'm going to show this briefly. If you, whoever's on here, if you're not on my primary YouTube channel, I'd love for you to come on over. I love the fact that I can go live on multiple platforms. I love the fact that StreamYard makes that possible. But, I'm trying to consolidate just like stocks try to consolidate and bring everyone on over to YouTube. But we'll meet you where you're at if you choose not to. Okay. Yeah, I can Dogecoin purchase with US dollar. I buy it with US dollar. Again, since you're in Pakistan, I don't know exactly how that would work. I'll try to do a little bit of research on that as well. I recommend that you, again, go check out Binance, BINANCE.com. And that is regionally based. So it will ask you where you live and allow you to sign up accordingly. You may be able to even have a Robinhood account. I would go check out Robinhood. Robinhood is a U.S.-based company, I believe. That's not to say that you can't use it living in other countries, but I love Robinhood for the most part. It has had some issues, but Slim Jim has a Dogecoin strategy. Yes, it does. Okay, in my country, it's still at 2:46 p.m. Yep. So you're it's still during the day for you. Okay, Jack, I assume that you're saying you're coming on over here to YouTube, so thank you for that. If you do get on over here, if you don't mind, post another comment down in the comment section, so we know you've made it on over, and also just let me know what you're interested in. Do you have any Dogecoin, any other cryptocurrencies? What are you looking to accomplish with your investment? That type of thing. So I'm going to go back to Binance here for a minute. While I'm talking to you guys, I won't bother showing you that screen, but I'm going to go here for just a minute and try to check it out. I'm going to turn the music up for just a minute too. Yeah, I'm not. I tried to look up. I'm not 100% certain. Pangeran on the, getting Dogecoin from there. I gotta believe there's a way. Rupee, I believe rupee is the currency. So let's just do one other thing. Binance, Binance. BINANCE, Pakistan. Does Binance work in Pakistan? How to register on Binance from Pakistan. This means that you can deposit, trade, and withdraw your... Okay. I'm going to pull this up for a minute, and then I'm also going to I'm going to give you this link. So, Pangiran, for number one, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but I just put into the comments a link on how to buy cryptocurrency in Pakistan. I believe that's where you're from or where you live. So check that out. Let me know. You're kind of a regular now. You've been back at least 2 or 3 times. So let me know what you find out there. That'd be great. So I'm curious. I know I have a few people out there on Twitch. Let me know. If you're invested right now in cryptocurrency or some other kind of investments, but yeah, let me know. And back to Binance for a minute. From what I understand, that's actually a pretty good platform, but I can't use it. For one, because I'm based, or I live in a state in the United States that doesn't allow it. I don't understand that. But let me look up one other thing while we're just kind of chatting. I'm curious if you can use Robinhood if you live in Pakistan. I'm looking it up real quick. Does Robinhood work in Pakistan? Let's see. Generally, yes. Let me pull this up for a minute. Just so you know. There was a question from one of our friends here that lives in Pakistan, how they could buy Dogecoin. And so the question is, specifically Robinhood. I'm going to ask about it for Robinhood. So generally, and I'm going to pull this actually up in a minute, but generally, yes, Robinhood is supported in almost all countries with the exception of Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Syria, and the Crimea region of Ukraine. Let's pull up the actual Robinhood yeah, I would just say I would start with Robinhood. So use this link that I'm going to put in here. I would start with Robinhood, and I just put that link in the comments. So start with Robinhood and just kind of fill out the information and see if you're able to create an account. Now I can tell you for sure that Dogecoin is definitely on Robinhood. So if you're interested in Dogecoin, and I hope you are, then Robinhood, in my opinion, is a good place to get it. Again, they have some problems. They've had some growing pains, but nonetheless, I think it's a good place. So we've been live for now an hour and 30 minutes. let's go out on Twitter again, and I'm trying to generate some buzz and get some dialogue going. So let's look at the latest on Twitter with regards to Dogecoin. I want to wake up and see Doge at 65. Let's interact with this. Let's see. That would be nice, but I don't think it's likely. Oh, okay. I gotta go get my link again. Sorry for my YouTube for this live. Probably just need to pull up a notepad and copy it in there. I need to look at another indicator because this is saying my Robinhood thing is saying 23, but I need to pull up something and see if that's really where it's at. Dogecoin, that is. All right, I've got the link again. I don't know how we've grown or if we have. I'm just going to look here real quick and let's see if we've gained any new followers. We don't necessarily. 713 following. Wow. I think that is. Oh, no, sorry. I'm following 713. We have 210 followers. Twitter's not one of our big focus areas necessarily, but we'd love to see that grow for sure. But let's go back to our Dogecoin Twitter feed and see what's going on here. Sell BTC, buy Doge. I wouldn't actually necessarily disagree with that. Again, depends on your goals and a lot of different things. Coinbase is overvalued, in my opinion. Well, market gets to decide. Friendly advice. Friendly reminder to never take advice about Dogecoin from someone who doesn't invest in it. Well, it's really no way to know. I mean, someone could tell you they don't own it and they could, whatever. So, yeah, that's a hard one. I put my money where my mouth is and took a big risk and continue to risk it because I believe in the Doge. The negativity is unreal from the people who didn't invest. Huh. Okay, well, let's show this some love and quote the tweet and invite them to come on over and talk to us on YouTube. We'll even follow them. Why not, right? This has been one that I've seen quite a bit. The Doge is taking over. Okay, we're now getting back into the stuff that we've already seen, so we'll move on. One other thing I want to share real quick. If you've not heard of Cathie Wood, I think it's someone you should probably learn about. She's the founder of ARK. What is it? I don't know the actual name. We'll look it up in a minute. But Cathie Wood trims her Tesla stake. So I think Tesla was actually her number one in one of the funds, at least. Her top, percentage-wise, top companies, and it may still be the top, but she's trimmed it at least, and loads up heavy on Coinbase. So let's read this a little bit. This is interesting. Look at this. Apple gets a little bit of a advertisement there. Cathie Wood led ARK Investment Management on Wednesday. Cathie Wood, led ARK Investment Management on Wednesday, bought 749,205 shares of Coinbase. On the day, the cryptocurrency exchange made it high-flying NASDAQ debut through a direct listing. Now, one of the things that I keep hearing about Coinbase for some investors, and that also could be what is a catalyst for Coinbase. I'm not in Coinbase yet. Don't know that I will be. Doesn't mean I can't be positive on it. But, it's felt that this is one way for people to basically get into cryptocurrency without actually owning the underlying currencies. So the thought is, as goes, cryptocurrency and the collective and aggregate, if it's doing good, then Coinbase is going to do good because they're basically a platform to facilitate that. And it's not just at the retail level. They apparently, and I didn't know this, are big in custodial, and have a big custodial business for big institutions to basically keep their cryptocurrency. I need to study up more on Coinbase. But here's the ARK innovation. This is the one that I am the most keen on as far as the different funds that that Cathie Wood has. Added 512 shares of the cryptocurrency exchange operator representing 0.76%. Also bought Coinbase shares through ARK FinTech, which is another one, and then ARK Next Generation Internet. So they've added coin to 3 of their funds. I don't know why my screen keeps refreshing, but okay, as I mentioned, Wood's firm, which counts Tesla as the largest holding and had recently updated the stock's target price. Wow. Okay, now that's crazy. Let's look at this. Updated the stock's target price to 3,000, and it's at 600 and something right now. This is pretty recent, so let's look at this. Want to briefly see what kind of comments we got going on here. Panjarin says, "Good job, brother. Hey, thanks for being here. It means a lot to me that you would, all the way from Pakistan, interact and be a part of this." So all I'll say is, hey, share it with your friends, get some more of your cohorts over here, and would love that. You know what I'm going to do? I got a link here from someone on Twitch, and let's try this. The Italian Stallion. So I'm going to show your link, and I'm just going to ask in return, come on over and subscribe here. strammel.info/YouTube or youtube.com/Shane Trammel, ShaneTrammel. Come subscribe, turn on notification, hang around, and I'll be happy to show your link. So I know nothing about this, just FYI. But I'm okay with putting it up there. You guys can go check this out if you want. The Italian Stallion, why don't you tell us a little bit about what this is? We'll give you a little bit of airtime, if you will, potentially, if you want to tell us a little bit about what you got there. So I want to get back to this article on Cathie Wood and ARK Funds lay out new 3,000 price target for Tesla. That's insane. Let's pull up Tesla also here. Well, I don't really want the chart, honestly. I want the quote. That's not Tesla. Sorry. Yeah, that's definitely not Tesla. Let's delete this, and we want to add something. Sorry, I want to edit this list. Well, let's just do this. Here we go. I want to add this to a watch list. I'm going to add it there. Okay. Let's pull up the graph. Chart, I should say. And then we'll look at this article because I don't know when she's saying it's going to hit 3,000, but that's insane. And at the same time, that's like, wow, we need to look at that, right? So its high today was $780. So it had a pretty good run today. Ended at looks like it ended at 735, if I'm looking at that right. It had a low of 668. So wow, not bad, huh? Let's do this. Pull up the quote. I'm loving this tool, Weeble. So 52-week low. If only we would have all gotten in there, and if you did, let me know. That's great. Volume 27 million. It opened today at 743. So it looks like it actually closed down, but it's been as high as 900, and Cathie Wood is saying 3,000. So let's look at this. Thousands of, okay. ARK Funds CEO and co-founder Cathie Wood joined Benzinga for the Res Report interview earlier this month, and that's probably a video that we could watch, so I'm going to have to check that out later. I'm going to make that a favorite. Last year, ARK Funds listed a split adjusted price target on Tesla shares at 1,400. Oh, by the year 2024. I mean, it's not bad, but let's see. Last year, okay. ARK Funds uses Monte Carlo model based on series of simulations to determine the probability of different outcomes with random variables. A total of 34 inputs and over 40,000 possible simulations were used to create the new price target. The bear case from ARK Funds is for shares of Tesla to hit 1,500 in 2025. The new bull case from ARK Funds is for Tesla shares to hit 4,000. Wow. Either one of those are amazing, right? Given where it's at right now. The price target for ARK Funds does not include Tesla's energy storage and solar business and the models. The impact of the price of Bitcoin is also not included in the model. I think this would be a good video to watch. I'm actually going to click on it briefly so that it's in my history watch list, if you will, or the history, so I can pull it up later. Why not? Why don't we actually listen to it for just a minute?
So
one of the things that you talked about is disruptive innovation is priced incorrectly. Why do you say that, and how do you see it?
yes, it's priced incorrectly in the public equity markets because of the short-term investment time horizon of most strategies. So if you talk to most analysts and portfolio managers, they're really focused on the next year or 18 months in terms of guiding their buy and sell decisions. We are not. And in fact, we want our companies to sacrifice short-term profits in order to be in the pole position to win in many of these winner-take-most markets. Artificial intelligence is causing a lot of winner-take-most markets. The companies with the best data, the highest quality data, are going to win. Tesla in the autonomous taxi network world is one of those examples. So by definition, then, if our companies are investing aggressively now for going short-term profits, their valuations are going to look very rich. And that's probably the biggest criticism we get. It's on today's valuation, next year's valuation. If you give us 5 years, however, and given the exponential growth rates.
Interesting thing about this, and I'll continue playing it, I think it looks to me like they're actually using StreamYard to produce this, interview style, if you will. It was probably live streamed at the time, so that's pretty cool. And I think, Kathy, if you're interested in, getting some good tips, maybe you don't want to buy into one of their funds, but you could still take some of her advice and use it to invest in individual stocks. And I think it's some good information. So let's finish playing this.
We're talking about, say, 82% growth on average per year in the electric vehicle market. If you give us that, we are managing value portfolios. I truly believe that. Now, a year ago, I would have told you deep value portfolios. But of course, the market has recognized Tesla and many of our genomic stocks and many of our innovation themes, period. But we still, and I get this metric every day, we still expect north of 20% compound annual returns from our portfolio over 5 years. So that's more than a doubling.
All right, so that's cool. Again, I think Kathy Wood is someone that you want to follow and catch more of what she has to say. So let's keep the dialogue going. We'll go at least for another 15 minutes, if not a little bit longer. You guys will have to let me know what you would like to talk about. I know we've got people coming over from Twitter, people coming over from Twitch, a number of different other platforms, and I'm more than happy to have you coming on over to YouTube. So Dogecoin, it looks like, is currently around 26. So it's hovered in this 23, 24, 25, 26 range for a while now. And so if we pull up the graph here, this again is Weeble's desktop application. Happens to be on Windows in this case. If we pull up the chart, we can see what it's been doing over the last several hours. I'm actually going to put this in 1 hour. Well, that makes it really small, so I don't like that so much. Even the 30-minute makes it kind of difficult. Here's a little bit better. So they've got us the span from here. So let's see when that was. That was at 2240. So that is what? I guess that's 1240. No, that's 1040. I'm gonna have to change this. I don't like the military time thing. But it was $17 at 12:07. So it's 7:25. I'm assuming this is Central Standard Time. So at 7:25, it was at 17. I'm sure there's a lot of people that'd be happy to get in at 17 right now, honestly. I sold, like I said, at 19. It peaked at 33. I know someone said it reached 35. I have not seen that, but I'm not saying it didn't happen. I think you definitely want to go check out Weeble. If you go to strammel.info/Weeble, you can use my code and get up to 2 stocks for free. Hard to beat that. We definitely broke the internet today. I'm honestly lost for words. We can go ahead and add to the number of retweets that he's getting, so why not? Like this post, if you love Dogecoin, yes, I most certainly do. Let's invite them over. We got 50 tomorrow, the next day, the day after that. It's coming. Oh, 50 cents, sorry. And you know this. What do you guys think? I don't think we're going to get to 50 tomorrow. I'm honestly not certain that we will get there the next day. I'm thinking I'm thinking we're going to go kind of like sideways for a while. What do you guys think? Yep, see, you got to change your comment up after so long. You can only use the same comment, especially if you're cutting and pasting so long. 1,200 stimulus checks would now be worth I love that, actually. Used by Dogecoin at 1 cent. Well, the only problem with that is I don't think it was at 1 penny when the first stimulus checks came out, but maybe it was. So we'll add to that one. Why not? John. Okay, hey, I'm coming to you, man. I've followed you on Twitter. Thanks, man. I will return the favor tomorrow, if that's okay. Or, well, I'll do it here in just a minute, actually. So hang tight. Delano 948. Hey, thanks for joining us. Smash that like button if you want to. That'd be great. Thanks for dialoguing. I put €5 and it's worth 18 now. Should I sell? No, I wouldn't sell, honestly. Sorry, if you're talking about, I'm assuming you're talking about Dogecoin. I would put in more. Here's what I would do, and this will be repeat for some of you that are already on, but please hang with me. I would watch it for the next couple of days. Again, it's around 25 right now. It's been as high as 26 over the last hour or so. It's been as low as around 23, I think. Just kind of keeping tabs mentally. But I would look over the next couple of days. I would definitely buy more. I don't know how much more you can invest in, but I definitely wouldn't sell. If anything, I would buy more. If that's something you can do, that would be what I would do. My approach, just so you know, and just so you know where I'm at, transparent. I had 33,000 Dogecoin in US. Well, I had 33,000 Dogecoin. That's not in a currency, and then of course you can buy or sell that in your currency. But I had 33,000 roughly. I sold it at 19 cents to take some profits so that I could in the dip. I mean, you could call this a dip, honestly. At 25, it's been as high as 33, but I think it's going to dip probably a little bit lower. I think you have a couple of days to kind of watch it hover at these lower levels and then get back in, or well, get back in. If you sold everything, for you, it'd be getting in more. So that's what I would do. I think it will go up to 50 by the end of the month. That's possible. I mean, it's we're only halfway through the month, so that's possible. I think it's very possible. I'd love for it to. I just want it to go down first, right? I want to be back in before it goes to 50. But yeah. Delano 948. I'm new to this. Yeah, a lot of us are new to it. I'm only a little bit ahead of you, if you will. I'm relatively new to it as well. But yeah, if you don't need the money, right? I mean, in US dollars, €5. I don't know. Maybe that's 10. I don't know what the exchange rate is. Maybe that's 10 US dollars, something like that. So that's just a couple of Big Macs, I guess, or Burger King, or whatever kind of fast food restaurants you have. But I'm curious where you're at. Are you in the, what part of the world are you in? I'd love to know. But if you don't need that money, then I wouldn't sell it. I'd buy more. But if you want to take the money right now, then, you know, that's something you can do as well. But if you're asking me what I would do personally, at that level of investment, I wouldn't take it out. I would put more in. I would watch it, wait and see if it goes a little bit lower, and put some more in it, because like John said, and he may very well be right, it could be at 50 cents a coin by the end of this month. It could be $1 US dollar, and then you can do the conversion. It could be at a dollar US dollar in 2 months. It's only going to, in my humble opinion, go up over time. Perfect time to be in my opinion, and accumulating. All right, man, thanks. I don't know what to do, then I'm going to wait for the 20th because of Elon Musk's day. Yeah, 420, right? That's definitely at least wait to 420. I need to be back in maybe before 420, so I hope that I can. So, yeah, just make sure you subscribe, turn on notification. That way when we go live again, hopefully we bring a unique and different perspective that some of you are enjoying. So I'm in the Netherlands. Great. Hey, I've been to Holland. I've been to Rotterdam and Amsterdam and several other little areas in Amsterdam that I wouldn't remember the names of. I love that part of the country. All the flowers, everything. It's a great place. So Oscar says buy Doge. Yes, definitely buy Doge. I'm out of Doge right now because, like I said, I took some profit, but I'm waiting to get back in. I'm in it for the long haul. I sold it so that I could basically accumulate more without having to take any more money from anywhere else, right? Take my profits and then basically just reinvest them. So no, John, I'm not actually. So I mean, maybe I should, but I'm not going to. So I think at this time, it's a guess. Obviously, I think it's somewhat of an educated guess, but I don't see it going up too much. Actually, maybe going down a little bit through the night. I'm about to have to call it a night. It's 1:30 in the morning here in Texas. Elon Musk, has moved to Texas now as well, so I share that with him. But I'm probably not going to buy in yet. I know I'll be sorry if it goes up to 30 again or 33, but we'll just have to see. What about $1? What if it goes to $1? I'm going to be super sick, right? If it goes to $1, I missed a huge opportunity, obviously. If it happens, I'll just congratulate everybody. I don't think it's going to go to $1. I just don't, but I'll be more than happy if it does. I'll be happy for everyone that's in it at any price all the way up to $1. I think it's still a buy at that point, but I would obviously hate to miss out on getting in at even 26 right now, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold and see. I'll probably make some kind of decision in the morning. So yeah. Oh, invest $1, just $1. Well, I have my money right now in Ethereum. Actually, I'm curious, since you brought that up, I'll let you look along with me. I'm curious where Ethereum is right now, because I bought it just as a way to put my money somewhere else. Okay, here we go. Wow. Yeah, Ethereum's down right now. It's interesting, right? Because these currencies obviously trade 24/7, 365 for the most part. I guess there are days that it doesn't trade, major holidays. So, yeah, it was up 24.57 here, and the low at 23.74. It's up again from that, but it's down. So tomorrow's another day. I know the world doesn't stop in this particular, in this aspect, because again they're traded 24/7. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. I'm really liking this interface. I like this quote. Pull that up for a minute. So yeah, 2391. It was up quite a bit. Previous close, it was up as high as $2,500. So we'll see where it goes. Yeah, John, you're pretty well studied on all this. It's obvious. I don't know a lot about Ethereum Classic. I'll have to check it out. There's so many variables out there, so many options. Again, I have some Ethereum now. I have almost 3 shares, and we'll see where it goes from there. Manny says, good night. Hey, good night, man. Take it easy. And thanks for coming and being a part of this. Oh, yeah. Also, Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be releasing in 30 minutes. I am. We watch it, whole family. Sometimes we don't get it in on Friday, even though that's when it's released, and we'll watch it on Saturday. But, yeah, we will watch it. It's released on Friday. Here, I don't know exactly what time in the U.S., but yeah, we will definitely be watching that. And, they know how to keep you hooked, right? Because they have the cliffhangers. My daughter was actually mentioning that tonight about the cliffhangers. So, but we'll definitely be watching it. And maybe we'll have to make that a brief part of our discussion when we go live the next time. So thanks for being here. Have a good one. John, you have some school projects due at 11 a.m. Hey, are you in college or high school, something like that? You may not want to say, but that's cool. I'm honored that you're spending some time here with us, even though you have some schoolwork to do. So, equally impressed that regardless of whether you're in high school or college or whatever it is, that you're so astute with this kind of stuff. I actually started talking to my daughter a little bit more today. Been sharing over the last couple of days about how all of this has been playing out, and she's interested in investing some of her money in something like Dogecoin. So it's actually pretty fun to be able to do that. So I think we're about to shut it down. We've been live for 2 hours. So I think we're going to say good night for now. Thank you everyone for being a part of this one. Come on over to wherever you might be. Come on over to YouTube. And subscribe there and turn on notifications. This is where if we ever go exclusive, which we do sometimes, go live exclusively, it's mostly going to be YouTube because that's what we're trying to build. And you guys are helping a lot. The live stream that we did that was 4 hours long the other day, that was really well. We had a lot of dialogue. The thing I can say about at least this live stream, there's some other live streams that are really getting a lot of traction, 1,000, 1,200, 2,000, 6,000 people on the stream talking about Dogecoin, that type of stuff. All the best to them, and that's amazing. But the comments are scrolling by so fast that, hardly anyone's getting any quote-unquote love, right? So our engagement right now is small enough that I can literally give time to every single comment. I would love to have the problem of comments scrolling by so fast I can't even answer them all. But nice problem to have. But we're happy with each of you. Thank you for being here with us, and we're going to call it a night. Have a good one.